Welcome back. It's been about 10 months. We've made a 5 million score improvement. We're going with a 17 million score today. Right off the bat, you'll see that I took a Duckwing and Fert to Fuel Converter time capsule. That would seem a little weird, but in the new update, or in the DLC I should say, there were 4 new camps added to the tier 2 zones. And one of them is a zone that, a camp that gives you a super Scythe that has all the mods and 2 new ones. And that's the only way to get a really good weapon on the first day. So my strategy has been to just have Duckwings in my time capsule and just bum rush the desert too. And if there is that camp, I'll go do it. Otherwise, I'll just reset. So I can explore super fast. And there it is right there. Fun fact about these enemies is that they actually don't do any damage. So if you'll notice, they just walk right through me. Nothing happens. You can go try it out yourself in the game right now. It probably will be getting patched eventually though. But yeah, the strategy for today is going to be pretty much the same as the old strategy for 12 million. It's just a bit better. The newest update added like gardening levels or whatever. And one of the trees you can go down to is garden beds. And garden beds are kind of better for using Megaton on because they're more efficient per tile than trees are. So you just make more money doing this than you do the other method. And also with this new camp, I can explore a lot faster and start getting my stuff done a lot earlier. So yeah, we got the Scythe and we're going straight to Desert 1. And you'll notice it's like probably one of the fastest desert ones you'll ever see in your whole life. With particular items, there's really not much that we like need. We definitely need the Megaton tractor, but as far as items we like absolutely need, that's about it. Things I really like to get are, energizing items. I really like to get early to rose and also chrono weeds. Those two are really nice for increasing the length of time you're able to get more score, which is awesome. There's probably a couple more. I really like getting burrowed butterfly because it's nice to have some defense on the farm so you don't have to worry about getting shot at by moles 24/7. One thing I have to keep an eye out for though, or like keep in the back of my mind when I'm doing this, is that I don't want things that pollute the screen too much, because with the Megaton tractor it glitches out a little bit when there's like too much stuff going on the screen, and it could stop the Megaton from working on your crops. And the first people item we got was stat increase, which I think is actually really good to get, especially that early, because with the extra fighting stat I can actually one-shot the pine trees and the bulls with the Scythe, and also I can one-shot the normal bandits and the tundra and jungle, which you can't normally do unless you get that. And you'll notice that I pause a lot when I come across a rusty car camp. It's because I'm marking them down this little Microsoft Paint tab I have. I want to know where they all are just in case, because they can actually like drop stuff now. In the latest update they were able to do that, so I mark them down because they can drop wormsy upgrades, which is really helpful. So if I ever like am in the area again, I'll go back and kill them just for the off chance that I get a wormsy upgrade, which makes a huge difference. And then I got cleats there. I think cleats is like really bad now, especially with the fact that garden beds and propagators don't really need you to till a lot of the time, because the propagators have an item called vegan gator, I think, that makes it so you don't even have to worry about tilling or cutting weeds at all. In garden beds you already don't have to worry about that, so I think cleats is like really bad now. I still think crampons is okay, but cleats is not good. And just like that, it's dusk and we're already in the tundra. So this Scythe was an absolute game changer. I mentioned earlier that it has 2 extra perks over all the normal perks it has, and those are the Soul Harvester and the Health Drain. Soul Harvester, if you see whenever I kill an enemy, I get like a little soul that pops out of them. What that does is it gives you 10 cashews every time you get a kill, which is just a nice little bonus. It's not gonna give you a million score or anything. And right there, as you just saw, that little heart icon appeared over my head with that noise. I believe the health drain takes one of your health points away every 90 seconds, or it might be 60. I can't remember exactly right now. But yeah, so the Scythe's a little, risk versus reward type thing. But it's like so strong. It has every Scythe upgrade. It's the best weapon in the game by a mile. So it's definitely worth it. It can get a little scary when you're out, like when you're farming and you're not really paying attention to dodging stuff. Which is a big problem due to one of the new things. And take note right now that I got a wormsy camp and it's right there because I forgot, or I marked down the wormsy camp on my little, Microsoft Paint window, but I didn't mark down the rusty car camp for that zone. So I confused myself a lot later, but we'll get to that later. It's one of the big mistakes I make in the run. We'll see that in a bit. Not too long, honestly, because I think I finished exploring on Spring 3, so we'll see the big mistake then. But yeah, the site's an absolute game changer. It also gives you a horse, you move around like 10 times faster. It's awesome. It's definitely like my favorite addition that was ever added to the game ever. I really, really like this Scythe. It's awesome. The other 4 camps, I'm not sure which ones we'll see, but they were added in the DLC part of the update. There's a camp that gives you like a little ghost buddy drone that looks like Bo from Paper Mario. There is a nuclear tree that gives you one of 3 unique tree upgrades that are new to the game. And there's also a moon camp, and you release a tranquil moon, and on the next night that you can have a blood moon, you get a tranquil moon, and on that tranquil moon there will be no moon pursuer, so you can be out and exploring if you want to. And also something that was new was that little statue I picked up a couple seconds ago. What that was, it was part of the new way of getting the roll call achievement, because the seed system's completely reworked, so you physically can't have 20 different mega crops at the same time. So it was reworked into this cool little quest where you just find 20 random statues out and about, so you pick them up. It's pretty cool. I haven't done it yet. It's not really important because I already have the achievement, so I don't really care. When it comes to scrolls, it does not matter to me whatsoever, so I'll just take whatever I feel like at that moment. It's not that important. They don't matter at all for this strategy. And real quick, I'm just running to put a rose down. It is of note that the heart drain does not reduce your time. Okay, that was a horrible explanation. When time gets hit, she loses 20 seconds or whatever. When your health gets drained by the Scythe, that time is actually not taken, which is pretty cool. I just like to keep not topped up, but I like to have more than 1 health when I'm out in the tier 2 zones because they're pretty dangerous. But I do have the Megaton for to fuel converter combo, so it's really not that bad. And then here's where it kind of starts to get a pain to kill certain things, because you got to swing multiple times, but regardless, it's better than every other weapon in the game. And you'll also notice that I have no music playing right now. I was doing so many attempts. I think I ended up doing around 45 hours worth of attempts before I ended up getting this run. And the music was driving me insane, so I turned it off. I'll just put whatever on that I feel like in the background. So sorry if you like this game's music. And then when it comes to exploring, it's like going by so fast I barely have time to explain what I'm doing. I'll clear every camp until I get the pupa, and then I'll stop clearing the pigeon camps because I don't really care about the scrolls at all. I like to get the seeds the seeds still. Normally I would skip those. Like I think I did that on my last run when I was exploring, but the seeds are nice to be able to level up your biomes, I guess. And here we got the Deervil. There's honestly nothing that important in the Deervil. The only thing I would want is Reptilian Solstice, but it wasn't there, so I just left. The Deervil has a couple new items, but they're pretty bad. I don't know. Besides Reptilian Solstice, none of the Deervil items really help anyway. And then at these statues, I'm taking farming stat every single time, because it makes my my tractor charge quicker, which is the most important thing. There's another statue. Pumpkin one's pretty cool. And top off, plant some more, and then we'll leave. We're already 5/8 done exploring. Pretty cool. Yeah, so this video is gonna be probably 60%, no, way more than that. Probably like 70% standing on my farm shooting a nuke at my crops. So this is the most exciting part of it all. And like I said, yeah, I want to get all these car camps and mark them down. These crabs are so annoying with this site. They're one of the worst enemies by far. Because you have to like run all the way around them. By the time you get there to like get one swing in, they're already moving. Especially the elite ones. And they can tank a megaton for some reason, which is ridiculous. Animals also kind of don't matter, so I just take whatever I feel like at the moment. I mean, I have glass bottles, so I'll take the cows, but you know, like I said, it doesn't really matter that much. This guy's being a pain in the ass. Alright, there we go. None of those are that important. I really don't have to comment on any of them. I feel like the choices are pretty self-explanatory. Just don't take things that pollute the screen. That's pretty much it. Or pollute the screen too much. You can pollute the screen a decent amount, but just not too much. It doesn't ever become an issue. Pumpkinhead. I honestly forgot I had that. I don't even remember getting that. Alright, I just did this last night too. See, they die in 1 megaton. I don't know why the hermit crabs don't. I think they can tank like 2 or something. They're stupid. This zone's like actually where it gets like kind of scary. Because the freaking wolves just run around and leave trails everywhere, so you can't walk can't walk anywhere. You gotta like tiptoe around. And both these items kind of are terrible, so I just like left them. It doesn't bother me. And then here's the second wormsy camp. So I'll keep that in mind for later. I like to save the wormsy camps. I think I have a pretty quote-unquote optimal way of doing the wormsy camps. I'll explain that when I get there though, so I have something to talk about later. There was something else I was about to comment on. What was it? Oh, okay. Whenever I, open up my map, you can see that item that I have in the top left, like the Deervil's golden ring. Spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled, then skip like 30 seconds. But if you beat the Deervil, which is the new final boss, on year 10, you get that Deervil's gold ring. And what that does is 0.06% chance to have new crops or merged crops become fully grown and fully fertilized. And it sounds pretty cool, but when that happens, it spawns a mole. And when I'm nuking 1,000,000 crops all the time, I think I had something like 16 garden beds, and there's 4 seeds per garden bed, and you merge all the crops once. So that's like 5 opportunities for that to proc, you know, like 100 times a day or whatever. So whenever that happens, just a bunch of moles spawn and are constantly shooting at me, and it really annoys me. I really hate the gold ring. I wish I could turn it off, but there's no way to do that, which really stinks. So that's why I kind of want, like, you know, the defense type items, but not like too much defense. I don't know. I don't like the new gold ring. I wish I could get rid of it. And then Borage offers, you know, Borage is real desperate. He's saying I'm available. You can date other people, I don't care. Alright, Spring 3. Kind of nice, honestly, with the lines of bullets, because with the you can reflect them with the scythe and just shoot a million of them back at the wolf and kill it like right away. And then actually the rusty car can't fade out. There are some seeds, so that's proof that I'm not crazy and it does pay out. I've only had it pay out with the wormsy once ever. I feel like the chance is so low. Alright, what we got? What we got? Flamingo friend. That's okay. I'm not mad about that at all. I have 42 rose seeds, so that'll actually help me out. Alright, on to the last zone. You blink and you miss the exploration. It's kind of sad because the exploration is like the most fun part of the game. But if you want to be like good, you gotta do it the least, if that makes sense. You just want to get it all over with so you can just farm the whole time. Marking down the rusty car camp as I do. Oh, and also it's of note that trees are a lot harder to come by. So when you get a drop of them, that's nice. You can also buy them from the frog dude at town, but he's DLC only. Beat drop, I forgot I had that one too, so it's not important. And here we go, here's that nuclear tree camp I was talking about, and it gives me hummingbird nests, which says that hummingbirds live in your trees, which is really vague. But whenever you put a tree down, it gives you like, I think it gives you 1 hummingbird per tree and 5 if you have a mega tree, so it's just free extra hummingbirds. It's really good actually. I think I end up with like 5 or 6 mega trees at the end of the run, and I have like 34 hummingbirds, but they don't really do anything because I'm using the megaton anyway, but it's still kind of cool. It would have been really nice if I got, I think it's called Sap IV. There's one that just means trees are able to get more fruit, but I never get that one. That would have been actually really good now that I'm thinking about it. Now I'm mad about it actually. Alright, last statue. Give me my farming stat. Farming stat's all that matters. More defense, pretty cool. Alright, we're done. So here's what happens now. I'm gonna start leveling up my biomes. For those who aren't initiated, on the right side of my screen under the little calendar there are a bunch of bars with a little icon next to them. Those are the levels of the biome. The levels of each biome. So how the new seed system works is seed drops are completely different. You don't get like a specific type of seed, you get a seed that's from a specific biome instead. So like instead of getting like beans or prickly pears, you just get desert seeds. And those desert seeds will become different desert crops based on your farming level. So for example, the level 1 desert seed is the prickly pear, and then once you plant and grow 4 mega prickly pears, you'll level up, and then they'll turn into beans, which are worth more money. Worth more money now, they weren't worth more money before. And the little worm guy will spawn by the well when that happens, and it'll offer you an upgrade. When you go from level 1 to level 2 of any biome, you're guaranteed to have the choice between either the propagator of a zone, which means you just plant crops like in a line instead of one by one, or a garden bed, which plants the crops automatically. For this run, did that bullet just appear out of thin air? It might have done that. I didn't notice that before. For this run, garden beds are all that's important, so I take the ice saw and I level up. Okay, so here's how I like to handle the wormsy camp situation. I'll level up one crop, so I only have one type of garden bed. This guarantees that wormsy will offer me upgrades for only that type of garden bed. So I have the ice saw, so wormsy will guarantee to offer me 2 tundra garden bed upgrades, which is really nice because you really gotta get specific upgrades on the garden beds. And as I mentioned before, I did not mark down where the I didn't mark down where the rusty car camp was on my map. So each of the like zones has like one. How I mark it down is I just use a little black line and just, you know, paint wherever it is on the map. And I only have, I mean, I know wormsy's in a specific zone if I have 2 in that zone, but since I didn't mark down the rusty car camp in the tundra, I completely forgot that there was a wormsy there. So I know there's a wormsy here, so I go over and get it. I get the frozen fertilizer spike, which means my crops will automatically merge. And now I'm looking at my map and thinking to myself, why is there only 1 dot in all the zones? So I'm going to waste a bit of time here looking around. It's a little unfortunate, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. I'm not going to pretend like this run's perfectly optimal. There's definitely room for improvement. I'd be willing to say that 18 million is certainly possible. I think 20 million might be possible. I really don't know though. It's kind of hard to be like really precise with, you know, like how much score is optimal and like doing the optimal strategies and stuff like that. Because one, you only get to try certain strategies so often. Like I was saying, I did 45 hours to get this run, so it's not like I often get a really good run where I'm just able to mess around. Like when I do these, I figure it out as I go, kind of, which is a little unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. If it was like seeded, that'd be completely different, but we don't play seeded because seeded is boring. And I got a little scared because my health went real low. I really didn't want to die. I was probably shaking right now. I never get runs like this where that are actually good. Also with how I like to do my wormsy, I do also all the other biomes one at a time, so I can guarantee that my second biome, or my second like set of my second set of garden beds is like my second. I'm so bad at explaining things. So I leveled up that first biome and it gives me a type of garden bed, right? This run it gave me the tundra garden bed. So I'll upgrade only the plains crops right now. So I'm guaranteed to get tundra garden bed upgrades every time. So my tundra garden beds will all be good. You only get so many upgrades, so many wormsy upgrades a run. You can't really guarantee that all your types of garden beds are going to be good. So I pretty much just like to put all my eggs into 2 of them being good. And usually how I do it is the first one, I always make one of my big main ones because I get the most upgrades for it. I think I get 5 upgrades for it. At least 5 upgrades for it. I get the 2 wormsy upgrades and the 3 level ups after getting the initial garden bed. And here we found wormsy. I'm going to take the merge tapper because that's like vital to making the run work. And then I'll level up the second set of biomes and I'll make those like my secondary good set of garden beds, if that makes sense. So I'll pretty much completely ignore the second 2 sets of garden beds I get, and then I'm obviously gonna take terrariums there, and then I'm gonna take the pack or whatever it's called. Sorry, I'm going really fast. I was not being very courteous when I was playing. So right now we have 7 like really good tundra garden beds, which is optimal to me, I think. And then I marry Borage, and Norman had chrono weeds, which I think is amazing, and it got buffed for some reason, so it's even more amazing. I'm always going to marry Borage. 1 for the farming stat, 2 because he turns weeds into flowers, and 3 because he's very handsome. Alright, we got our plains maxed out as you can see on the right, so we're going to move on to jungle. I didn't choose jungle for a specific reason, I just did it. And please excuse my controller farming. It is a little hard. I swear it's different now. When the update hits consoles, or if there are any other controller players out there, please let me know if you agree. And then like I was saying, the moles are just constantly taking pot shots at me, which really annoys me because you have to pay attention to that too. I really hate the moles. I used to be like, oh whatever, there's moles, but now they get to me. I don't think those ones spawned from the ring. It makes like a little noise when they would spawn. I'll point it out next time I hear it if I remember. And the XP, I'm pretty sure, is based on the value of the crops and not like whether or not it's a mega. So you make sure to, when you're trying to level up your crops, that you fully fertilize them if you can. Alright, there's a jungle fully leveled up. I'm gonna heal because I really don't want to die. And then here I'm between the pistol whip and the bed bundle. The bed bundles are really good, but I didn't really get like a lot of upgrades for the jungle beds, so I really don't want to invest in them too much. So I just decided to go with the pistol whip. And the pistol whip is also really good, especially on like your quote unquote good like biome garden bed, I guess. I don't know, I'm having trouble talking about trying to figure out what to call everything. Yeah, pistol whip can make up for like all your other biome seeds if you have it on like a good garden bed. Controller planting. I swear those shots are coming out of thin air. Some of them at least. I don't know the specifics, like how many seeds exactly it takes to get to max level, so I just plant like a whole field's worth or whatever. I know the only one I know is that it takes 4 to get to level 2, and it takes I think 6 to get to level 3. Those are the only ones I know. Alright, and it turns out I got good desert upgrades. So I'm gonna decide to make the desert my second set of like good garden beds instead of the jungle, even though I got the jungle second. I just didn't get good rolls with the upgrades. So I'm really happy that I didn't take the jungle bed bundle because I would have been screwed. I had like almost perfect wormsy luck this run, which never happens. Wormsy's really he can be a knob. He really doesn't like to give you good stuff sometimes. Like those I forget what they're called, like the bed upgrades or whatever that make it till moist soil. I hate those. I think those stink. And he always wants to give me those. And then I can't plant any tundra seeds because I got the terrarium, so I have to do them out of the garden beds. I like to put my garden beds 4 spaces away from the well, so I can put trees on the left side if I want to. So I feel like a lot of my strategies aren't exactly, you know, optimal, but they're like more consistent. So I like to have that room on the left if for like whatever reason I plant garden beds on the left that turn out to get crappy upgrades, so I don't really care about megatonning them as much. I can just plant trees on the right instead, or if you know the opposite happens, I can plant trees on the left instead, so that's why I have that space over there. And we're already maxed out, so let's get the show rolling. Pistol whip for the garden, or for the desert garden beds, that's pretty good. How I like to set my garden beds up is or my whole megaton farming situation up, is I like to have my garden beds fill up a 4x4 space, and then I'll put trees all around the outside, so like in the off chance my megaton peaks a little bit outside the garden beds, it'll hit them. You're pretty much also never gonna get that many garden beds where you get more than this anyway. And I'm not planting that last plains one yet because the plains ones kind of, my plains ones at least this run, kind of stink. And in the off chance I get another wormsy upgrade from gambling, that's like tundra or desert or whatever, I would rather put those down instead of a plains one. So I'm just holding out, putting that down for now. It's really not causing that much loss of score. Garden beds are a lot of the times really not worth putting down if you don't have, or at least with this strategy, not in general. This is completely separate from like a normal run or whatever. In a normal run, I think propagators are comparable to garden beds. I honestly think they're more fun, but for the strategy, they're obviously a lot worse. So don't take everything I say as like, you know, this applies to every single run you'll ever do. This only, I'm talking about this run right here, which is a very big outlier. But yeah, I don't really want to bother planting, or I don't want to bother putting down crappy garden beds, especially if they take up valuable real estate. So I'm holding out for now. And honestly, if they were just like single tomatoes, I don't even know what they're worth. They're not worth a lot. They're worth a whole lot less than the mega ones, I'll tell you that. And also, as I'm sure you've noticed, the seeds when I first started were replanting themselves right away, but now they're being a little slow and annoying. So I think the garden beds, you can harvest up to 12 seeds really quickly, or 3 mega crops. But then after that, they like throttle and start to plant themselves more slowly. So there's going to be a lot of waiting around for quads to grow this run. And then Watercress, who ends up being a really, really big help. Definitely the best spouse by a mile. I love Watercress. And then just buy everything out the frog shop as per usual. I notice I have a quad peach tree, so I'll go ahead and plant the quad peach tree. I don't plant them perfectly in line with the garden beds. This just feels better to me. I'm not sure. I have never sat down and like done any math with things regarding this game, but this just feels better to me. There's probably a better way to do it. I like lining my trees up like this, and then I hit the trees with the megaton. That's an extra 180 money every time I use the megaton. And the start of every day is going to be like this, where I'm able to nuke it like really, really quickly. Because there's no throttle at the start of every day. I think I pretty much covered everything new with the update so far, except for the new final boss. The new final boss is supposedly better for score, I've heard, but I'm not exactly sure why. How you fight her is you go to the Deervil's Den and you give her a rose, and you get both of the items that she's currently offering, and then she just becomes the final boss. It's pretty cool. She like looks awesome, and then her moves are all awesome too. It's actually pretty fun. The biggest problem I have with it though is that the Deervil items are kind of trash. A lot of them are. So I never end up marrying her. I just go for corpse anyway. I don't even know why she's better for score. That's just what I heard. Looks like we are 34 minutes into this, and it's summer 2, and this is what the entirety of the rest of the run is going to be. So strap in. And I still haven't pointed out any of that. Oh, there was that Deervil noise. I was just about to say it. It was like a little twinkle, and that carrot in the first row, second column, like was big before all the other ones did. So that's the Deervil blessing thing, and that also spawned a mole. There it was again. So you see how often moles are being spawned. Extra moles are being spawned, and taking shots at me. There it was again. So yeah, it kind of annoys me because I really have to pay more attention that I wouldn't have to before. And like, it doesn't even really benefit me that much. So like, I don't know. And then I guess I could go over what the individual garden bed upgrades do, so you can understand why all this is working, if you don't have the update. So the garden beds are obviously the little box things. They automatically take seeds out of your inventory and plant them. And my tundra ones, at least, they have the fertilizer spike. With garden beds, all the 4 biomes are like upgraded separately, but with propagators, all propagator upgrades go across all the biomes, but for garden beds they don't for whatever reason. So garden beds have a lot more upgrades than the propagators. But the one that makes my carrots automatically merge is the frozen fertilizer spike. And then, if you notice, whenever my carrots do merge, they drop fertilizer. And that's from the merge tapper, I think it's called. And then there was the snow globe terrarium, which means that the garden beds create their own seeds, so I'd never have to worry about running out of seeds. And then there was the bundle that I got that just gave me 3 extra garden beds. And all the other garden bed upgrades give you 1 garden bed. And then finally I also got the pistol whip, which means that whenever I harvest my my carrots, they just drop random other seeds. I don't really think it matters right now. It matters for my jungle seeds because I don't have the terrarium for the jungle beds, so I actually need the jungle seeds. And I'm getting like 30 per harvest, so I'll never run out. So yeah, this is like pretty much basically optimal wormsy luck. If I had gotten maybe like the glacial tundra bed, so I had an extra tundra garden bed or whatever, that would have been a little better, but this is, I can't not complain. So pretty much what I'm doing while I'm waiting for my throttled garden beds to have all the seeds in them is I'm literally just holding the A button down, fertilize them. The value of the like the highest tier crops or whatever, the gold crops, is a lot lower now. I think before it was 244 fully fertilized, and now it's 192 fully fertilized. So it's definitely a big decrease in money in terms of how much they're worth, but as far as how much each megaton blast is worth, it's a lot more. I'm just sitting here so I can actually calculate it. I'll just assume that I have 16. Well, I could just do that in my head. So if you have 16 garden beds, they're worth about 200 each. It's like, what, 3,200 per blast? That's like huge. I think before, with 9 megatrees are worth like 210 per megatree, and I would do 9 of them. So that's like a bit less. And I also have the megaton tree. Why am I calling them? I have the mega trees on the outside as well. So it's a lot more money. And I also don't have to do the carrot tractor glitch because the merge tapper drops a bunch of fertilizer and charges my tractor up instantly with to fuel converter. So yeah, this is just a lot more elegant and a lot easier on my hands, even though it's not that easy on my hands because I had to like hold my controller with a claw grip to hold the A button the entire time. I was like aching. I think by this point I was already aching and I still had like 2 whole seasons to go. But I pulled through. I don't even know when I got that mega date tree. I like knew that happened, so I should have paid attention to it, but I forgot. That was pretty cool. I got a tranquil moon. Got lucky there. I also would have had to dodge annoying witches and crows the whole night. Yeah, there we go. Quad banana tree. And then there's burrow butterfly, which I'm gonna end up. I'm debating it because I don't want too much stuff on the screen. I don't want too much stuff, but I take it, and then oh, look what's under it. Take that too. That was beautiful. That turned out lovely. All right, back to the grindstone. Heal up though. I do not want to die from a stupid mole pot shot. Megaton that. Back to it. it was pretty exciting that the new update made the Megaton strat better, because before I was thinking that there was pretty much no beating the carrot tractor glitch that got removed strategy. So I was thinking we were going to be hard capped at 12 million, but the ceiling has been raised. Like I was saying, maybe 20 million is possible. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to go for it right away. Like I was saying, this took me like 40 something hours, so I'm a little sick of this game at the moment. Maybe I'll go back to it eventually though, a couple months. I usually like to take my big multiple month-long breaks, I'm sure you're all aware. And if you are here, thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate you guys. I really enjoy the little community we have. You guys are all very friendly, and I really like you. I want to give a special shout out to Tyler Mitchell. He always leaves the nicest comments. He is my guy. So shout out to Tyler Mitchell. I completely forgot to gamble at the end of the spring season, so I maybe could have gotten a wormsy upgrade earlier. But we'll never know. And that Scythe is making me a little nervous right now, because I'm not gonna have enough hearts the entire run to keep my health up above 1, and I really just don't want to take a random shot and die. That would be so heartbreaking. I think I might have cried if that had happened, genuinely. One big mistake I made this run was I didn't get myself into low health, so my animals weren't constantly energized, which ended up being a semi-big deal, because for those who don't know, energized water crystal actually like spawns flowers out of thin air, and if you have, you know, chrono seeds or chrono weeds, sorry, chrono seeds no longer exists. If you have chrono weeds, that's just a bunch of extra time. So I should have done that earlier. I think I ended up doing it like in winter, which was really stupid. So there's a little bit of room for improvement there. And then I got a ton of jump starts this run. I have no idea why. It was kind of insane. I feel like the stat is higher than what it says. Or maybe it just like felt higher because I was using my tractor so much. But I swear I was getting a billion of them. And here I'm going to carefully take care of the boss. I had an experience during one of my attempts where I was on world record pace and at 1 heart because the Scythe takes it all away. It wasn't as good as this run. I think I had about 100,000 cashews at this point, whereas right now I have 300,000, or maybe it was 200,000. I don't remember exactly. But what happened is I was trying to kill UFB as fast as I could, and he spawned his stupid ass tractor beam right on my head. It was, oh, I was so angry. Like, I'm still mad about it, that's why I brought it up. I might even honestly put it on the screen right now. Nothing interesting's happening, but who knows. And now, I came to the realization that I'm basically getting like almost 2 tractor charges, or like a tractor charge and a half every time I use my tractor, and then the carrots drop me more fertilizer. So I might as well use that extra charge on my trees, just for some extra money. There's no reason not to do it. I don't think I fully committed to it until a little later though. But if you were yelling at your screen for me to do that, don't worry, I'll do it later. There we go. See? Nothing to worry about. This is an insane amount of money for summer. It's kind of awesome. Unfortunately, I wasn't as patient in this run as my last one, so I didn't hold off until it said like 1,000,000 in the top left or whatever. I just gambled it all away. I should have done that though, it would have been cool. Look at those butterflies. The butterflies do work. They just like instantly like heat seek out the bad guys and kill them right away. I dig the butterflies. And they like get off the screen, which is nice. More health taken from me. Heal up. Don't want to die. And then like I was talking about it a bit earlier, but there's like that megaton glitch with a lot of stuff happening on the screen and like the megaton not working on certain things. I'm not sure if it's because I'm missing or because of the megaton glitch, and there's like a lot on the ground like right now. But that bottom left coffee plant hasn't been hit by my megaton blast in a couple charges now. So that would be an example of it. It just doesn't work sometimes. And I see like it didn't do it there. I feel like it was in it though, but I could be wrong. Okay, it was definitely in that one and it worked. But then I didn't harvest it. So like sometimes if there's too much going on, when you hold B button to harvest stuff, it doesn't harvest. And sometimes the megaton blast doesn't work. I think those are the only two things that really happen with it. It doesn't really happen that much this run because luckily I get a leech gun right here. And what's good about the leech gun is that it doesn't kill me constantly. And if I hold down the trigger, I suck up all the fertilizer on the ground, so there's not a lot of screen pollution that I have to worry about. And then there was no reason I didn't take Garden Cry there. I just decided not to for, like I said, no reason. And then I'll gamble. New jackpot added. You can get a wormsy upgrade. I'm doing a little celebration. And I got probably two of the worst possible options. No extra tundra or desert garden beds, sadly. So we'll just take whichever one. It honestly doesn't matter. Between those two, that was definitely the better choice. Just psyching myself up a little bit. Sometimes you gotta like just take a breath when you have it and reevaluate everything you're doing. Make sure you're not messing anything up. And then back to the grindstone. And then lucky you and me, we get to hear the leech sucking noise for the next hour of our lives. But you're fortunate enough to where you have music playing. I'm just listening to the straight game right now. Look how nice this is. Yeah, it just sucks all the fertilizer up instantly. You don't have to worry about anything like that. Very handy. Fortunately, I didn't get another quad tree, so I'm still stuck with these three bozos. But hey, cannot complain. It would have been really nice to get like daily orchard. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. It would have been really nice to get that for some more tree action, but whatever. The frog is helpful. Frog shop. And then it's an important thing to note if I'm like dilly-dallying or like dawdling or whatever, there really is no way to waste time with this specific, with how the mechanics of the garden beds work, because while I'm here not megatonning it, it's not like I'm losing value, because while I'm not there megatonning it, like the throttle will end and like the seeds regenerate, so here I'm able to like megaton it over and over again really fast. So I can kind of like do other stuff around the farm and not be technically wasting time. So that's why I planted that date tree right there. And also, if you were wondering what I just did there,
There's like new axes that you can get from the frog, and sometimes from the nuclear tree. And what those do is they just let you pick up your trees. You just like use the axe and cut them down. You get the sapling back. I think you get some lumber too, but that might have been removed. I don't even know. And the lumber doesn't do anything. It just gives you money. But if you cut down a mega tree, you'll get 5 saplings. So I had a mega date tree already on the ground, and I had 3 in my inventory. So I just cut it down so I can make 2 quads. So that's why I did that. Yeah, and like now is when I should start trying to get myself low health. Because then everything would be energized and Watercress would giving me a bunch of extra time for free. And then I get a bunch of, not a bunch, but like some extra money from the chicken and turkey eggs or whatever from being energized. But I didn't do that. So I probably lost myself out on maybe like, I don't know, let's say 100k cumulatively probably. Maybe not 100k, that's a little extreme. I don't know. There's no way to like tell. But I recognize my mistakes. That whole wave just died instantly there. They like you just heard their screams for like a second and they and that was it. That was kind of funny. Okay, I think I'm just missing that coffee plant honestly. Which I'd rather hit 4 mega trees instead of 1 coffee plant, so I'm okay with it. And then if I hit all 4, hey, or if I hit both of them, it's fine with me. And then here I'm like, oh shit, the day's about to end. I should go hurt myself. And then I see a goose. And the goose gives me trees, so I say that's worth it. And then I, purposely took that shot from the roach, took that second shot. Come on, one more. Oh, didn't do it. Alright, just buy out the shop for no reason. Buy axe and the sundial for no particular reason. They don't have anything I want. I leave. It's just this. It's just this. Maybe I'll get some more trees. The visuals will change a bit. The world will change around me. I decided to use this a couple times so the seeds will regenerate while I'm planting this, so I don't have to really worry about it. There we go. Now we got 5 trees. I don't even think I hit that peach tree probably like 5 times the whole run, but hey, it's still a bit of extra money, so, and it'll protect me from shots that direction, so that's nice too. I don't know why, like the garden beds, like those two top middle ones really bug me. They seem to take the longest to regrow for like no reason. They're little, look at them, they're annoying me. And, okay, like the tomatoes are worth 12. So that's like what? If I hit all 4 of them, that's 48 for a whole box. That's like barely any money. So it's like whatever if I didn't plant the plains garden bed. That's a drop in the bucket if you think about it. Maybe I could have put like a scarecrow or 2 down there, but they would be honest. No, that makes no sense because they would be worth the exact same. Also, what's nice about this setup is that I feel like it's really space efficient because, like I was saying, the garden beds are worth more per tile than the crops are, or than the mega trees are. But the nice thing about the mega trees is you don't have to, like, I don't know, their hitbox is really huge, so you can just hit like the little corner of them and get full value out of it. So it's really nice to have them on the edges like this. I don't even know the exact radius of the megaton blast, so I couldn't even like sit down and try and make an optimal setup if I wanted to. Maybe I could ask Danny. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, yeah, let's see. I have 5 mega trees right now. Next time I open my map, if I don't remember, we should look at how many hummingbirds I have. It's crazy. Hummingbirds actually like work now too, which is pretty cool. It's kind of funny. Like, oh, okay, that was too fast. But whenever I would ask in the Discord, like, what do hummingbirds actually do? Like, I would never get a clear answer. It would either be that they work on multiple crops at once, or they're just faster than, or they're just bees, but like faster. And no one ever knew for real. And like, one time I just like watched the hummingbird and a bee, like, I guess pollinate a crop at the same time, and like it was the exact same. And I was like, do they even do anything? And I was like, no, there's no way they do anything. And it turns out I was right. The whole time this game's been out until this last update, hummingbirds are just bees, but birds. They did nothing, but now they do stuff. I still don't even know what they do. I think they pollinate a group of crops at the same time. I also don't know if turkeys are like better than chickens. I know that their eggs are worth more, but like, do they pick more weeds? Or is it just that their eggs are worth more? I really have no idea. I feel like I know so much about this game, but I also, there's like so much else I could still know that I don't, which is ridiculous. And when I megaton the trees, I'm careful to only harvest the trees because I don't want to accidentally pick up a loose like single crop in one of the plots or whatever, and then have to wait for it to make a mega crop, which is worth a lot more money. So I'll just wait, or I'll just be a little careful when I'm harvesting. I'll pick up the big ones if they're on the edge, but I'd rather just not mess with it. And then every once in a while, go out and get all the flowers and eggs. Because the eggs will despawn at the end of the day, the flowers won't though. Yeah, it's kind of nice. I'm able to hide behind the trees from like pretty much all enemies except for the annoying bomb guys. I barely like even see any enemies this run. This run was just like I explored for 5 seconds and then I just like ignored the whole rest of the game for the last like hour and 10 minutes or something. It's kind of funny that like the more score I get, the more like alluring the video sounds, but the more boring the actual content of the run is. I think that's pretty funny. Lots of eggs, so many eggs. And then I was like, shoot, I forgot to get hit. And then I didn't get hit because I forgot. Like, I don't even really like, need anything else, really. What could I want? Like, nothing. Maybe, like, daylight savings. That's about it. Okay, yeah, I should have made myself low health way earlier. It's already fall 3. I feel like this run is flying by. I don't know why. This felt short. In terms of what my next upload would be, I'm not really sure. Like I was saying earlier, I think I'm gonna temporarily retire from doing high score attempts, at least for probably a couple months. It's kind of grating to do. It's not really not that fun. The only reason I pretty much do it is for you guys. But I really don't have any other ideas for the games, and I don't really have any other games that I'd be interested in playing for the channel. But if you guys have any suggestions, I'd be open to hearing them. But yeah, like I was saying, I really don't have anything planned for a while. aka indefinitely. Look at that, the fertilizer number is just fighting for its life the whole time. I don't even think it like ever goes down. It's kind of insane how strong the merge tapper is. This combo is ridiculous, honestly. Yeah, this is so ridiculous. And here, I want to go get hit. I'm not sure if it takes away time if, and then I get blocked, which is really annoying because I really wanted to get hit there. I'm not even sure if it would have taken the time away. I don't know exactly. And then I gotta do what I was doing before, but now I gotta dodge this guy. And what's nice about this strategy is, like I was saying, there's no wasted time. So all that time trying to get hit by the roach and failing just means I gotta wait less for my crops to grow, or my seeds to be planted. I don't know why this guy's still alive. You'd think all the butterflies I'm sending out would kill him like instantly. Like, what is that? I think it's like 4 per garden bed. That's like what, 64? Wait, no. Is it more than that? No, it is 64 because it's 8 by 8. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Alright, he died somewhere. Who cares? I'm gonna keep doing this thing. Very disrespectful to the enemies. I'm just completely ignoring them. And you notice there are still moles spawning and shooting at me almost constantly. Okay, not right now though. There, I just heard it. So there's gonna be a mole. Look out for it. It's probably dead. There it is. I saw it. And then I just heard the noise again. So there's gonna be another one. Where is it? There is a propagator upgrade that specifies that it can hit burrowed enemies. So that's kind of cool. Especially for the Deervil ring. Maybe that makes the Deervil ring better, that specific upgrade. I haven't done a propagator run in so long though. I've only been doing this. And there was that sniper, but he died instantly. He was pointing right at me. And I don't notice, but I do have 2 quad trees in my back pocket. I don't even know where those came from. I did not buy them. How many seeds do I have? I probably have an insane amount of seeds. Like, I'm only planting 4 plain seeds at a time. I'm getting like 30 every blast. Okay, I'm getting like 10 every blast. Okay, now I'm gonna go get hit. Okay, well, I think this is funny what happens right here. Blocked. I got like 2 blocked hits in a row, which is crazy. One from the roach and then one from that. I really should have slowed down and seen how much money I was making each day. It would have been more fun, but I didn't do that. More farming stack, because why not? It's good to have. And I just don't bother picking up butterfly nests. I don't really need all those butterflies. I'm pretty okay as it is. And then let's gamble 600k away. Or sorry, 500k. The price increment of the gambling is like ridiculous now. Do you see how fast I just burnt through $500,000? That was ridiculous. Or cashews. It's crazy. So like gambling was really bad in like the last couple updates. And now it's like, you know, it has the wormsy payout, which is like really, really good. But now the you can't gamble nearly as much because it gets so much more expensive. So is it better? Is it worse? I don't know. It's probably better overall, but it stinks that it's so much more expensive now. Honestly, I don't even know what I would want from it anyway, so who cares? Jeez, why did this feels a lot crazier now that I'm energized. Feels like there's a lot more going on. I didn't even notice that I was planning those. I was like, what am I doing? There's too much going on. This game's ridiculous. You ever see those those jokes where it's like, oh, if you showed this to a pilgrim, they would die on the spot? I think if a pilgrim played this game for 10 minutes, they would probably go blind. It's like, can you imagine trying to explain what's going on right now to an elderly person? They would have no idea. It would probably take at least an hour. This is ridiculous. Like, my hand was hurting so bad at this point. I was like debating changing my controls in the middle of the video like I did on my last one, but like it took me so long that I felt like embarrassed. Like, when I was doing it, I was like, my face was getting red and stuff because I was being so slow with it. I just felt so on the spot. Yeah, look at all these flowers are from watercress because I think I have herbicidal soil, so there will be no weeds growing on my plot. So every flower you see that's like on my tilled soil is from watercress, which is ridiculous. How much? I don't wonder how much money he alone made me. Watercress is goated. Best spouse by a mile. There's no argument for any other one. I think Borage is chill as hell, but I mean, he's no watercress. And just look at watercress. He's jacked. He's awesome. Also, watercress is the only spouse you have to unlock for some reason, which is weird. Yeah, I'm like missing these trees a lot. Like, I'm hitting that one. I don't know how I'm hitting that banana, but not the apple one. But yeah, I'm not hitting all the trees all the time. But who cares? Extra money whenever I do happen to hit it. I'm not gonna be that precise about it. Even though I probably could be because of the throttling, but you know, it's the heat of the moment. You know. See, okay, so I think the flowers outside of my tilled soil are from spring chicken. Those weeds probably don't exist for a second before one of my chickens gets to them, though. And then at this point, with how much is going on the screen, I genuinely think that if I didn't have the leech gun, the megaton would only work like 50% of the time. Just from the megaton glitch. Yeah, I got 50. Look how many seeds I have. I have 1,000 coffee seeds and 2,500 tomato seeds, and only 27 potato seeds. So if you want to get the extra fries achievement, don't do this. The extra fries achievement when this update first came out, eluded a lot of people. Oh, there's the megaton, just didn't work right there. Because it's really not obvious how you would get it. And what you would do is you would get all 4 garden beds. You get the garden beds from every biome, and then you'd have to find the terrarium upgrade, which is kind of hard to come across. You have to get all 4 of them, and then potato and pumpkin seeds would replace all the other seed drops. And you have to get 144 of them. And it was just such a big pain in the neck that Danny changed it in a really recent patch that added the roll call achievement too. I hope we get more achievements. That would be nice. I had a cool idea for one. Where you plant a crop as a level 1 of whatever biome. So let's say, for example, you plant a cabbage, and then you don't harvest that cabbage until it's a tomato. I think that'd be sick. And then I got shot right there. I think a sniper bullet whizzed right by me. I think I almost died. But that might have been the leech gun. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to see, as I'm sure you're aware. Whenever I stream this game, I don't know exactly what bitrate is. I think it's how much you're allowed to like change the bits on the screen every second or whatever, maybe something like that. But like whenever you play this game, there's so much like visual noise that the whole screen is just looks like a blurbled mess. Looks like you painted it with a watercolor paintbrush. It's hilarious. I mean, actually, it's not that hilarious. It's kind of unfortunate. And it's a shame I wasn't able to afford that. I would have loved that. Would have been nice to get some thyme mushrooms. I guess a fertile, or not. The tractor mushroom. The tractor mushroom. Would have been nice to get those, but I didn't plant my roses for whatever reason. I don't think it would have made a huge difference anyway. It's the second of winter, so whatever. And there's still bullets whizzing around everywhere. And every once in a while, just run around, grab all the flowers you can. You're just gaining extra time. Chrono Weeds I honestly thought was good before, but it got buffed to giving 0.15 seconds instead of 0.1 seconds, which is awesome. I don't know why it got buffed. I thought it was good before. Just think about how many weeds you cut every run. It's probably like, I don't know, 1,000. I don't know if that's accurate. I have never individually counted every weed I've cut. But like, let's say you cut 1,000. You get 0.1 seconds, you get 1. That's like 100 extra seconds. That's a lot. Whenever I see like people make tier lists for this game, I always see them put like daylight saving. Oh, there, my megaton didn't work. I always see them put like megaton so high. But like, I feel like chrono seeds in general gives you more. Daylight savings gives you, I think, 15 seconds every day. If you get that early, that's pretty good. But like, what would that be? That'd be 45 a season. If you get it the first day. So that'd be 180 extra seconds, like a 3-minute longer run. I feel like the other time items, especially like early to rose and chrono weeds, add a lot more time. And it's also nice, especially with early to rose. I really wish I had gotten it during this run, because when I planted all my roses, I think I harvested like what, 8 or like 10 of them at the same time. They give like, I think 25 seconds each. That would have been like an extra day worth of time. So if I had gotten that, I really wish I got that. But yeah, those just add so much more, and you get to choose when they're added for the most part, or when the time's added for the most part. I honestly still think early to rose should be a pupa item. I always slept on it. I always thought like when it was a pupa item, I would get so pissed off when I got it. My opinion on the pupil items change like every 10 minutes though. Like I'm the biggest cleats hater right now. I think cleats is like is useless, but I love crampons. I don't know why. Crampons is just sick. Just the idea of it. You got like I don't know, like a rake or something on the back of your shoe. That's kind of sick. I think I only have like 10 chickens slash turkeys. And that, look how many eggs I'm getting. It's ridiculous. That's insane. You could probably do a run just with that. Just with the eggs. You definitely can. I really wish I had gotten Reptilian Solstice too. I think that would have added a lot of score. I'm not exactly sure how much. It wouldn't like double my score for the day. I honestly don't think, because that lizard's real annoying. You have to play around him, which stinks. But it, you know, it would have helped. Look at this. This is ridiculous. That guy exploded for some reason. My pigs are honestly snoozing. Why aren't they making my farm fill out the whole thing? I'm a little mad at them. And my megaton's being, I feel like it's being a little weird right now. I think I'm just being impatient, not waiting for all the seeds to be planted before blasting. I really wish I had gotten Square down. That's another item I wish I got. And I think the sound is corrupting. Or like the sound is being so jumbled. Because there's so much going on. Yeah, this is my first time watching this, so I did not notice that. I apologize for that. I don't know why that is. Probably OBS is probably freaking out right now. My computer probably hates me for doing stuff like this. This day has felt so long. Just look at the timer whenever I pick up flowers. It either doesn't go down or it goes up. Yeah, oh my god, so much money. 500k, winter 2. And that's after gambling away 500k and then like however much I gambled away. It's the end of summer. It's crazy. I think right now I actually have more than 10 million score already. I think I look at it in a second here. There's how much of a percentage of my money is coming from that. Yeah, I already have, was that 13 million I already had? No way. Dang. Might as well buy it. Or reason not to. I'm really thinking about something. Okay. Back at it, guys. Oh, I got a bunch of sunflowers. Might as well pop these bad boys. And like, well, I'll get them to throttle, and then I'll go plant a sunflower and go back and do it. They're still throttled, so I'll go back plant another one. Look at this controller farming. This is probably the best controller farming you'll ever see in your life. The cleanest controller farming. What am I doing? I'm like, I can't even see myself. Hey, do it over here. And then I nuked it. Well, I'm an idiot, dude. Alright, there you go. You wait till it's done and then you do it. Do another one because these carrots are taking so long to plant for whatever reason. I got a lot of sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds are so rare in the new update. Like getting that Helios achievement is like honestly impressive. Before it was like a piece of cake. Now it's actually tough. The sunflowers are still great value, just a free 1500 pretty much for like a second of effort. It's awesome. I got a ton of them. I feel like this is the type of thing I could just zone out and watch for hours. I can't believe I did this at like 1 in the morning. Like I was just like, oh, I'll do a couple of attempts before bed. You know, like whatever. And then I actually ended up getting like a good one. And then it turned out to be this, and I stayed up real late till like 2 a.m. And I didn't sleep because my heart was beating out of my chest. It's been so long since my last high score. I think it was like in February, and it's December right now. So, young 10 months. I think this update just came out last month though, so oh, I got shot. Don't die. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, I was so frantic. I love ignoring the bosses. It's just so funny to me. And there, my Megaton Blast didn't work. And this guy died somewhere. Not sure. Ah, there he is. Excuse me. Does that go away? Oh, it doesn't go away. Plant a rose for some reason. I like how long the last night is. It's very nice, the 5 waves. But it's getting down to the wire here, so I'm being particularly frantic, just trying to get as much as possible. Almost 700k. More sunflowers that appeared out of thin air. Awesome to see. Fat grub, dude. Fat grub. $20,000 fertilizer. Another thing I think I could have done a lot better was my surplus mode. I am just not good at surplus mode for whatever reason. At least I don't think I am. I don't remember exactly how much I got. I think it was somewhere around 40k, but I'm not really sure how to optimize it. So if anyone has any suggestions of that, I'd love to hear it. Yeah, cause I'm not the best at surplus mode because my runs don't ever get that far. Probably fight the final boss like once every 3 months. Cause I just quit out at spring most of the time. 5 runs not good. I think all my chickens are glitched. They're all just standing there. Or maybe there's no weeds. The the farm animals or whatever tend to break a lot in this game. And the end of here comes morning. There's still a little money to be made, so we won't dilly dally. Maybe I will. Okay, no, nuke it. There you go. Alright, we'll end it with about 780,000. While we head into the final boss. So let's see how much score we have right now, if I show it. Let this play out. So there, it looked like there was almost about like 300 to 400 weeds just that day. So how much extra time that is. What is that, an extra like 30 seconds? That's very significant. Yeah, and there's the breakdown of my most money earning things. And I just sit here for a moment. Alright. As of right now, we have 16,700,000 score. Doing a little dancing. And let everything fall down. 755,965 made just in the winter. Pretty crazy. Buy that just because I want to plant a whole field of stuff. And I don't want corpse to burn it down. And I think right there it said I did have 34 hummingbirds. And I gambled all that away in like 3 seconds. That was insane. And we'll get into the final boss. Before he even could get the sentence out of his mouth, I'm already planting tomatoes. Here I just gotta not die pretty much. There's no time I have to worry about. If I get hit, it's not the end of the world. I can just heal. As long as I just don't die, that's the biggest thing. But what I'm going to do is plant my whole field of tomatoes, and then when that's all done, I'll kill them using my trees or my garden bed crops or whatever, and then I'll just harvest all the tomatoes and try and get as much score as I can. But while this isn't that exciting. This takes me a minute too, because you gotta plant the whole field. I should have taken propagators. And right now he's going for a snap, so I got my water scroll ready. Kind of interesting. There are still like holes in my plot where like the weird debris things spawn, like the weird debris weed things spawn. I guess chickens can't pick those up for whatever reason. So I guess they just they just tilled the land around it, which is kind of funny. That guy died instantly. Almost done. We're at the last quarter of the farm. Flowers and sunflowers actually do a lot more damage to corpse now, which is really cool. So they're actually usable. I was doing year 1 runs to make myself a time capsule, and I found out that actually just one mega sunflower will kill corpse on year 1, which I find really funny. Yeah, we're filling in the last spots here. Oh, who is that? Oh, that little dude shooting at me. Let's do some fertilizing just for fun. And then I got hit there by something, so I'm like, alright, let's stop messing around. Just kill him. And here we go. Surplus mode. So many neon colors. Oh my lord, okay. And this is what I do for surplus mode. I already have 200 cornucopias in like 1 second. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of the run here while I kill corpse. Just waiting. There's really not much to do while you're waiting for the crops to grow. I guess I could have planted tomatoes or something like that, but I didn't. I don't think surplus mode matters all that much anyway. The crops are only at most half of what they are worth in the normal run. The main game is what's most important. Alright, and while this starts to wrap up, I just want to say thank you guys. Really appreciate everybody who decided to come and watch. If you're a first timer, welcome. If you're a regular, thanks for returning. I really appreciate all you guys. I know I say that like every time I upload, but I really do. And if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll gladly answer them. And if you have any suggestions for what I should do next, I would love to hear them. But that's all I got for you. And as corpse dies here, we'll get the final screen tally in 1 second. Tier 5 cat, of course. Drum roll, please.
What am I waiting for? Okay, 17,272,020. That is the final score. But yeah, if you enjoyed, I'd appreciate it if you left a like or subscribed. That's all I got for you. Take care, guys.